hurricane, a tidal wave. Essence perfect, life looks brilliant. Give me more of this. I'm out of control, about to blow, and I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. Yeah, you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. And get you out of my head again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow. I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized.
Please note.
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. I run my own way to get there. Pulls a coin and the eyes seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. So tell me the storm is coming, for the sake of all your lies. Why don't you try to be why? Now that I need you, why? Just to feel like I'm fading. And though my heart breaks a beat at time, I cross the land just to tell you, don't lead the way, don't lead. I am in misery.
Everyone is watching me when I'm coming around. They all are judging me when I'm lying on the ground. I've got no shelter, I've got no escape. My life is a prison and I can't run away. I feel it in my bones, I'm losing it all. Stuck in my head, I am in misery. Deep inside myself, all I get, my only family. Stuck in the grave, can someone rescue me? I'm burning alive, I got it, I am in
Hello, everyone, and welcome to an edition of Taking Over. I am, of course, OLED Ed Fries, and I'm joined by the one and only video maker herself, Astrid Pizarro. Astrid, what did you think of your new videos?
I love them. I love them all. I'm jamming out over here because they're longer now.
Yes, the last thing we needed was more intro.
Yes. I love the intro. No, it's fun seeing it because I love going back and seeing all the people that we had on the show so far and thinking that we have more coming soon. It just makes me so happy seeing so many faces with us.
And we're going to announce 2 new entries into that list of guests tonight. So go ahead and definitely keep track of that. We'll be doing that just a little bit later on in the show when we start talking about the No Mercy card. Because, boy, did that card come together tonight.
Oof.
Good thing, because next week's a taped episode, folks.
Yeah, very true.
So by the end of the night tonight, we'll know most of the things that happened on that show, including Fallon Henley getting a broken nose. Look, that group just got rid of a mask and is now bringing in a new one. JC can just give Fallon her mask.
I think it just came in. Let me see.
Or they can just take them off TV altogether, which would work for me too.
Why? Why would you do that?
Why would I take the terrible trio off television? Because I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's
Oof. I definitely just read something that I'm just very surprised about.
Stop reading spoilers where we're on the air. And if you're going to read
Too late.
spoilers, at least give us the scoop. What's the scoop?
Spoiler one is, I'm sorry, that's a Tom Colley show.
It is a Tom Colley
Sorry,
show.
Tom. I want to take it away from you, Tom. Trying to read. Okay, not that. We saw that. Okay.
By the way, this is
And that's why
Fightful
you
Select.
mentioned-
I can already tell you this. Just so we
Yeah.
know. This news is coming from Fightful Select. If you'd like to support them, you know how to find them. Hello, Bobby Munson. Thank you for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. Ash is going to read to us breaking news from Fightful Select.
I mean, it's starting now, so I don't have everything, so I don't know if you want to wait until later, but I'll give you one that I could tell you might be different for us.
All right, go ahead.
So NXT is going to get a little bit spoopy.
Oh, shit.
Okay, any guesses?
Su Young?
No.
Oh. Rosemary.
Yes.
Oh.
But I don't know if
All
you're
right.
going to like what she challenges, but we'll see.
I don't care who she challenges. She could challenge fucking Joe Hendry to a match and I'd be fine with it. By the way, it is confirmed. Rosemary says that Joe Hendry's theme song is witchcraft. And if you haven't seen that, link back to her interview with another good Tom Campbell, over at Cultaholic.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, tonight's episode of NXT, the most dangerous place in the world struck again, the NXT parking lot. Izzy Dame attacks Karmen Petrovic. Oh no, whatever will I do? Carmen's out. The blonde attacked the blonde. Oh no. And by the way, got replaced by a different blonde.
It just reminded me what you said last week. You said one of them is not going to make it.
Nope. 20 seconds into the show and I was correct.
I missed it because I was getting my books out of my desk, and then I went back to the Twitter to see the clip, and I went, well, Ed was correct in one way.
I was indeed correct. I assumed it was going to be to bring in a star. I overshot that vastly. You know, that whole, when you pull somebody off the show, you replace them with somebody better. You know, NXT didn't follow that idea. Apparently, Ava was still too little lopsided after having to go see Slipknot. I mean, choosing to go see Slipknot. I don't know why anybody would choose to go see Slipknot. But, you know. Anyways. We get a Chase U celebration in the ring. They all talk about how great Ridge Holland is. Shoo! Vic tries to get Booker to do the Chase U sign. Apparently Booker doesn't do it. They don't show us any of this because that would have been fun, but no. Everybody praises Ridge for being responsible for all of this. They all say thank you. They hug him. Out comes Axiom. Axiom says, you know what? We can't complain. You were the better men last week. You guys won the match fair and square. However, we won a rematch. And we won it, and Duke Hudson interrupts and goes, you know what? No, you don't get a rematch. And I'm like, contractually obligated, Duke. They have to have a rematch. It's written in every champion's contract.
Sure.
Wait, by the way, you might want to look into that. You know, you're trying to find this way back to the championship trick. Hey, Trick, go read the contract. I'm sure there's division in there where you get a championship match. Which, by the way, I think is going to headline the next Premium Live event. Because I think it's going to be Joe Hendry against Trick Williams. Not No Mercy, the other one.
I was about to say, not No Mercy in the next one after.
That's not the next one.
Yeah.
Not coming up in a week that they've already built to. No. The next one.
Mm-hmm.
This is fine. Duke and Riley challenge Axiom to a match that starts now. Twitch, I go, Axiom is trying to earn a title opportunity against Choo by beating the B Squad. It's like the NWO. They have the A team and the B team. And somehow Colin has been promoted to the A team, and I don't understand how or why. And by the way, I really want by the time this championship reign is done, Bobby, I'm looking at you. I want my Ridge sponsorship so we can go ahead and, every time we talk about Chase Jew, I can do the read for Ridge so we can earn some money. That'd be great. What did you think of this? The segment. We'll get to the match in a minute.
I mean, I did like the part of everybody thanking Rich, but also Rich thanking them for what they did, like contributed to him and who he is now. So I like that they had that back and forth there. Nathan and Axiom coming out, obviously that is no surprise in that aspect either. And I like how being the babyface is like the match is happening tonight. It's the babyface thing. It's happening tonight. But I love how Duke is like, it's okay, you go against the both of us, and they rip off their pants. And at that moment too, the reaction from the crowd just made this so much funnier than it was supposed to be. And it's like, we're already ready because we knew you're gonna say that. It's like, I like that. I like how you were ready already. But again, it's like you already knew kind of in a way that they're gonna get beat anyway, just because we don't have a title match before this happened. We don't have a title match for like the tag team titles for No Mercy. So who's really gonna win this match? Oh wait, Nathan and Axiom. Yeah. Surprise.
No. Story of tonight. Foregone conclusions for winners of matches. I don't think anybody surprised me winning any of their matches tonight.
No.
The match is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good tag team match. It's just, it's the B team of Chase Jew, so it didn't really matter. like, it's just disappointing. I was disappointed that this is what we did. Like, if Chase Jew were really the fighting champions that they were, no, you don't give the championship rematch tonight. You just give Axiom and Nathan the rematch, and you just put the match on the pay-per-view, and then you have this match. By the way, this also hurts Riley Osborne in TNA as he's going into Ultimate X. Spoilers if that hasn't aired on TNA television. I think it aired last week.
I think so. I seen the graphics on Twitter, so there should be.
Every time I see TNA things, I never know if it's things that have aired on television or just things that have happened that tape things. Spoiler alert. Riley Osborne wins a match to get into Ultimate X. It's fine. Yeah. We get a backstage segment with Ava and her two goons, or as I call them in my notes, Briscoe and Patterson. Anybody who watched the Attitude Era will understand that reference. So Mr. McMahon, during the Attitude Era, had two ass-kissing yes men called Patterson and Gerald Briscoe. Fantastic wrestlers in their own right, but at this point, they're both in their 60s, and they're friends of McMahon. So to keep them on television, they became the Stooges. And they would do anything Vince McMahon required. Yes, I knew Basser. If Basser was here, I knew he'd get this one. He's of my generation. HBK was indeed cooking, but I'm not sure I'm eating the meal. We'll get to some iffy decisions by HBK later in the night. But yes, so Ava now has her own stooges, like Mr. McMahon had his stooges. And in this case, it's Stevie Turner and Robert Stone. And she says, well, Karmen's out. And they both have their ideas. And she's like, no, we're not doing any of that. And Izzy Dane comes up and goes, that's so sad. She's out. Well, I guess you can fix your problem and just put me in the match. And she's like, no, I'm not reporting your poor behavior. You're not going in. Brindley Reese is going in. And I'm like, no, Ava. At least put in Izzy. I think Izzy might have a chance to beat somebody in that match. I know Brindley Reese isn't going to. Like, come on, Ava. If you're going to put somebody in the match, at least put somebody in the match that makes sense. This match already only had two potential winners. There needed to be a third. Oh my God, this person might steal this victory. And no, Ren Sinclair does not count.
Yes, it was Soul or Jada.
Yeah, it was always going to be Soul or Jada, or
Mm-hmm.
in the event that Stephanie got in the match, Stephanie Vicor.
And for me, my third one would have been
Please.
Karmen. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. Karmen was never going to win the match either.
No, but I said like if I was to put a ranking to it, Jada and Soul would have been like tied for one for me, and then Karmen would have been my second, basically.
No, it's even for then. I think Wren's my 3 because at least Wren's in a prominent storyline with Charlie Dempsey. And boy, we'll get to her putting her foot in her mouth later. She really almost got Charlie in trouble. Wendy Choo comes out. Astrid, you excited for your match against Lola Vice here?
My nap time.
No, you were waking up.
No, I don't want to wake up.
So I'm going to let you talk about this match before I tear it apart.
Well, I hate to give you hopes up because I'm not going to help that either.
Good.
This was... Okay, I'll put it like this. I'll preface that I was torn about it. Because from Wendy's aspect, I feel like she was doing, like, well. I don't want to say great. She was doing well. But Lola, most of the time, she was just standing up and waiting for Wendy. And it's like, there were so many times I was just like, but why? Why are you doing this? And it's like, I feel like they didn't have chemistry and their timing was really off. And then we had that moment that Kalani comes in, and the way they set it up is Wendy moves so she gets the, I forgot what it's called. The back string, is that what it's called? I forgot the name of it, to be honest. But Lola hits her instead of having everything happening with Wendy. So Kalani falls down like right in the middle of the like ring here. The referee has to like pull her aside to save the match. Wendy hits Lola with a pillow. Yes, you heard that right, with a pillow. And then that makes Lola fall down for the 1, 2, 3. And I said, what the heck? I was so surprised that Wendy won. That was the first thing. I really thought Lola was going to take this because she's like the poster child now for a lot of things. I didn't want her to win, but I thought she was going to. There's a difference, though. You see? And then I did like the part of Kalani coming in, but I feel like after getting hit in the face, technically, and getting like quote unquote knocked out, she got up quickly a little bit too fast. But either way, she came in the ring. I like how she came in with a confidence, and she said, well, Wendy, if you want it, well, I'm gonna put the championship on the line against you, but you're gonna have to earn it. When she said that, I was thinking, oh, she's gonna put her in a match with somebody else tonight or next week because she has to earn it, right? But no, she's like, oh, you have to earn it at No Mercy. I'm like, what? There's something missing here, but okay. And then Wendy's smiling, and they have a back and forth because of the pillow. Kalani hits her with the pillow, only for her to unveil that the championship was in the pillow, hence why Lola got knocked out. The championship is this big. The pillow's this big. Make it make sense. You lost me there. You lost me at this plot here. You really did. And I hate that I could say all of this, and you're probably not going to help what I just said, so you can continue this rant if you want.
I thought the match was okay. I didn't hate the match. Everything up to Kalani Jordan comes storming to the ring and walks into the ring mid-match for, as far as we're concerned, zero reason. I don't know if it was a digital exclusive. I don't know what happened. When we last left Wendy Choo, we did not leave Wendy Choo leaving with the North American Women's Championship. I assumed she dropped it like everybody else does. Apparently, she walked away with it.
Well, wasn't Kalani attacked by Wendy when she was in commentary?
Yes, but
That's
then
the only
they
thing.
cut away. But they cut away after she held the title up.
Mm-hmm.
They never told us the next step that Wendy Choo stole the championship.
Yeah.
Which would have been helpful information.
Mm-hmm.
Everything bad about this segment is all surrounded around the Kalani of it all. And I hate that because I like Kalani, especially when she doesn't call herself Lani. I like the swagger of her just being like, if you want this title, it's fine. You can go ahead and have it, but you have to earn it. All of that was great. And it all would have been even better had we known that Wendy stole the title last week.
I guess I missed that part of the plot.
I mean, I missed it too because I had no clue. And I do love, as you said, we have a massive body pillow the size of Kalani Jordan. And you have this big little title. By the way, that was stuffed in the middle of the thing. Like, it wasn't even on one side or the other. Because, like, Kalani has to, like, reach in, like, her whole arm.
Well, she unzipped it first, and then she, like, went in and grabbed it. And I was like, so it wasn't even at the beginning of the pillow. It was, like, towards the middle half of it.
Exactly. Like, it wasn't on one side or the other, like, poking over the pillow. I'm like, this is so stupid. I hope Wendy Choo wins this title just so we can get rid of Kalani out of this, so I don't have to deal with it. Like, I love Kalani. I think Kalani's great. I think she's improving week on week in the ring. I think she's so good in the ring. I think this championship run has given her effortless confidence in her promo ability. Her promos have been good since she's been the champion. One thing she was lacking beforehand. Everything that she needed out of this championship run has been done. Now let's get it off of her, push her into a different story without the championship, and give it to Wendy so Wendy can face Rosemary. So at Halloween Havoc, I can have my spooky ookie. Yes, Rosemary versus Wendy Choo versus Tatum Paxley.
I didn't know I needed that match.
And it's spin the wheel, make the deal.
Oh my god. Yes.
I'll book. See, Kimmy's going to book Ring of Honor. I'll book NXT with Chef Sean. Everything will be fine.
But I feel like if you're going to get these three, might as well add a fourth one. So we need somebody else from TNA, but there's nobody else that's really spoopy.
Well, we can't add Havoc because she would be the obvious choice, but that would be 2-on-1 essentially, 2-on-1-on-1.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the ideal person would be Su Yun, but I don't think Su Yun's wrestling anymore after she had a chair thrown at her at Queen of the Indies. And if you haven't seen that footage, don't. It's not worth your stomach.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that weren't any good, Wesley has a backstage segment. The Wesley portion of this is very bad. Like, it's generic heel number 4 promo. This guy's from another company. I don't like him. Pete Dunne's a loser. I don't like him. I'm going to win the match. And then Joe Hendry comes in and starts cutting a promo. And I like how they leave, like, both of them up. And he's like, can he hear me? And they're like, yeah, he can hear you. And Joe Hendry cuts a promo on Wesley. And again, it's not a good promo, but it's better than what Wesley just gave us. And then Joe Hendry cuts babyface promo number 4. Or maybe it's number 5. I don't know. You know, Wesley is a really good competitor. You know, they're both world-class opponents, and I'm going to have a hard time out there. No, you're the only person who has an obvious reason to win this match. Both of them have obvious opponents coming up at the next pay-per-view, Joe. This should be a cakewalk for you, my friend.
I think the only part I majorly disliked about the West one is because those guys are clowns because they came from TNA. And I was like, didn't you come from there too? Huh? Explain me that. And then Joe Henry goes, oh, you think you're the good bad guy because you came up and you said the people in TNA are clowns. I was like, again, weren't you not from there not too long ago? Did you forget a little something between your history of your career here? Because I didn't. I was like,
but
really?
I like how it's the wrestlers who are like going back and forth and like trashing NXT or trashing TNA. That's better than having any authority figure doing it, because at least wrestlers should, in theory, have this love-hate relationship with people on the other side. You know what I mean? It makes sense that people from NXT wouldn't want people from TNA here because they're taking a spot. And again, this is an old mentality of old school wrestling that's been lost on the new age. But the idea of, you know, there's only so many spots on the card. And when you bring people in from another company, certain people miss out on opportunities because there's not enough spots. And that's what causes all of these rivalries that were in the back locker rooms, which made some of these programs on television so much better. The reason why Brett and Shawn had such a great rivalry is because for portions of it, they wanted to actually kill each other. The reason why Rock and Stone Cold used to have really good promo segments and really good things is because both of them knew only one spot at the top, and they had to keep fighting each other to keep that spot.
But I would say the one part that my favorite part of the Joe Hendry response was they returned to lift you up when you were at your lowest. And like you're basically talking about them this way. And I was like, oof, I love that. I really love. And the other part from Wesley that made me laugh a little bit when he's like, oh, I'm gonna send him back to TNA where he can wave his hands with the rest of the clowns. Ew.
Like I said, there are a couple good lines, but overall, they're generic promos. They're very generic promos with a couple of good lines. And remember, I'm a fan of the Wesley heel turn. I'm the one who said that Wesley's promo last week was up there for promo of the year. Because I believe that. Because that promo had feeling. It had a venom to it. This promo was just literally Wesley coasting through a promo to get to the match later tonight. And I was like, you guys can do better than this.
Yeah.
We then have a vignette for this is going to be the one and only time I say this name until I forget that I'm not going to say this name. Fatal Influence. JC Jane, Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix. The Terrible Trio, as I have written in my notes, the entirety of my notes for this segment are vignette for the Terrible Trio, bitching, whining, and moaning about the D1 athletes. This is a good promo that should have come 2 months ago to explain to us why they hated them before they told us why they hated them.
Mm-hmm.
This came 2 months too late, and I don't like the name. And I still don't understand what Jasmine Nix is doing in this group.
I do like the name, but like you said, I think the timing of it is the only thing that sucked about this promo. Because I like the video package itself. I like that they gave us a little bit more of insight between the connection between JC and Fallon. We didn't know about that until now. And I was like, now it makes sense why they're teaming with each other. It makes sense why they're backing each other. They have pictures when they were younger together because they look like babies. It's like the only thing I agree with in the fact is this promo should have been done. Like if they formed at a certain week, the week after I would have played this video package. Just to give you an explanation, like if they attack somebody, put this the week after to explain why they attacked that person, for example. Because I feel like it gives so much background into what the group is and why Jasmine of all people is there. Because we always mention like, why is Jasmine there as a D1 athlete or like an athlete compared to other people from the NIL program? Why is she there when the other two have been wrestling for a lot longer than Jasmine has? So this makes more sense seeing it now of like, basically we have been trying to give our wisdom as veterans kind of thing to this locker room. And the only girl that listened to us was Jasmine. She's the only wise one in this group. And I said, look, you gave us a reason. I love it. Now I know why she's with you. But again, this came too late. You should have done this a long time ago and told us the name when they formed, like a week or two after they formed, gave us the whole video package of why Jasmine is with you, gave us background as to why Fallon and JC are just teaming up with each other like randomly now because we never had them interact on TV like friendly wise before. But now we see pictures of them like, oh, we've been training. We were here in WrestleMania in Dallas, like working in every show that we could so we can get on cards and get our names out there. It's like, thank you. Now you told me why you're the veterans of the group. Thank you. It took you too long to tell me that, though. Why? And I wish I could have known that beforehand. I did like the background more than anything in this promo. That was my favorite part of this. But I just the timing of it is like, why now? You should have done this a long time ago. I feel like it would have caused us to like the group a little bit more just because we can support their reasoning now because we know what they mean. And I like that also connects them as veterans. It connects them to the rest of the locker room where most of the newer girls are from this NIL program. So it's like you can give them feuds coming in, one after the other one from these, from these whole groups of girls that are coming in now.
We can see HBC bad guys indeed did read the title of the stream as they popped in here. Thank you. You do believe in Joe Hendry. I love the ideas that we got some back and forth. We had Get the Table saying he loved the segment. We have Noel Sagan saying he agrees. I think this was one of us saying it was kind of late. Like I said, I like the video package. I think it needed to be 2 weeks ago, and the name needs to be something different. Because it's literally random name generator. What's something like Toxic Attraction that's not Toxic Attraction? However, it is better than Pure Fusion Collective. Because that's some hot garbage. That's some hot garbage.
Yes.
We then get the Gauntlet Eliminator. Wren Sinclair starts the match, along with Sol Ruca. They wrestle for a while. And then a timer starts to play. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is a gauntlet match. When
Did you miss the rules?
Yes, because I didn't care about the rules. Because it didn't matter. We were in with Jaida Parker taking on Sol Ruca. So the rules didn't matter.
I originally thought, because they said gauntlet, it would be like kind of like the tap team gauntlet that we got recently. It's like 1-on-1, pin or submission, whoever's out, new one comes in. And I really thought it was gonna be like this. I was thinking, oh, this match is gonna take a while because of this between the eliminations. So I was like, give it take 30 minutes maybe between the entrances and the eliminations and everything. So when they're like, no, this is the rules, and I was like, rules? What do you mean rules? The rules are 2 of them start. Every 3 minutes, another one enters. So obviously, it can be a 3-way, 4-way. It doesn't matter. So every 3 minutes, one enters, and eliminations are only by pinfall or submission, nothing else. And I was like, so it's not like the gauntlet I thought it was gonna be. It really isn't. I was expecting like that tag team gauntlet style. It was like, 1-on-1, next one, and then until we have only one person standing. So I was like, oh, okay. And it's like, okay, we get Wren to start the match with Sol, and I was like, okay, Sol's definitely gonna be there for a while. Was my thought process. I'm like, this one has to be one of the last 2 people finishing. And then little by little, obviously we get people coming in. I can say though, I'm torn about this match because I enjoyed some bits of it, but not the whole thing. I have moments of like when Rizzo came in, she came in really hot, and like the way she was moving so fast, it was lovely to watch. I guess I missed her nation because probably happened during picture in picture. I didn't really see that.
No, it happened prior picture in picture.
I missed that, to be honest. And I don't like that it happened that quickly though, just because I feel like she was doing so well and it just killed her momentum. I was like, she was doing great. I was like, that's the first time I see her wrestle like that. I was like, keep going. I'm loving it. Keep going, girl. I was enjoying her performance so much. And it's like, oh, it's over. Okay. And then we get Britney, and I was like, okay, Britney's like, this is the first time we see her like in a lengthy match, to put it like that, because her matches are always so short. So I was not expecting her to last too long. But then we get Kendal, and I was thinking Kendall's gonna be here for a bit because I feel like they're really pushing her lately compared to Carly Bright. Carly Bright started around the same time. Kendal wrestled more often than Carly so far, but I still think she's gonna be here as well. So I had that moment. I'm like, oh, that fourth, but then obviously that I went at the list and I was like, oh, Jada's winning. Never mind. That's all I can think about once I saw this. But and I was like, I don't like that. Britley's entrance during the picture in picture, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because that one did happen like that. And I was like, I didn't like that because I'd rather be able to see her as she's coming in the way they did with Rizzo. Rizzo did very well at the beginning. I really enjoyed that. I was like, I was surprised by her performance. And Kendal, another one, when she came in right away, came in and did very well too. But even there was some moments that Wren had some pieces that I was like, what is she doing? There was a moment, I forgot who it was. Somebody kind of pushed. She getting pushed like outside somehow. Somebody will hit her and she will like jump out a little bit more and go outside. I was like, what the heck are you doing? What is happening? It's like there were like, I think maybe twice, maybe 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, that somebody did something to her and she went a little bit more out and she went outside. I was like, what am I missing here? I don't know what happened there. And there was those moments that I'm like, it killed me seeing that because I feel like she exaggerated the sell at that point. And then Once I knew that Soul was the last one standing, I kept thinking, okay, Soul and Jaida, that's interesting. But I was like, I went more with Jaida, thinking like Jada's that powerhouse versus our Roxanne, so that would be interesting to see. And then obviously we get Jaida winning, so I'm very happy for her.
Yeah. Soul versus Ren to start. Rizzo comes out next, quickly pinned by Soul during the commercial break. Brindley comes out, and then shortly after that, Kendal Gray comes out after we come back from commercial break. Quickly after coming back from commercial break, Kendal Gray pins Brindley Reese, which I was happy to see. Jaida then comes out, wrecks everybody left in the match. Jaida pins Kendal after doing the bouncy bump thing that she does off the second rope. It has a name. I don't remember what it is right now. Then we had... All right, so before that, we had this moment where Soul Ruca had Kendal Gray in a surfboard.
Mm-hmm.
And the spot was supposed to be Kendal Gray powers up out of the surfboard and then gets face planted by Wren Sinclair, who was a half second too late. Not a half second on my count, a half second on their count, because she already hit the ground when Wren Sinclair was diving to hit the ground.
And not only that, but I feel like it didn't give the fans time to react, because the fans were already like very happy when Kendal was standing up, and they were like, "Yeah!" Yep. And all of a sudden, like you see Wren coming in, it almost feels like she slid in front of Kendal instead of hitting her, and then Kendal just pretended to go up like that, and then it was like it got quiet because people didn't know what happened. I was like, "Ew."
Jaida pins Kendal. Soul pins Wren Sinclair after an insane Soul Snatcher.
Yes.
Where she kind of saved Jaida Parker from being pinned. Like, I think Jaida had already kicked out, and that's what moved Wren Sinclair into position for it. But she almost kind of sort of just like saved Jaida Parker, which was kind of weird. And then Jaida pins Soul with the running hip attack for the win. Jaida Parker versus Roxanne Perez. I'm happy. Jaida will get a premium live event spotlight. She will lose. And eventually, I will be right by saying this, one of Julia or Stephanie Vacchia will come out to the ringside area to challenge Roxanne.
I keep playing it in my head and it doesn't happen. So this one is going to be like Taylor Swift. I'm going to start clowning at this point because it's not happening anytime soon.
And the moment you stop it, it does. We do have a conspiracy theorist in the chat. Not normally, but in this case, we do. Mike the Ref saying, can I play conspiracy theorist? They modified it to match the AEW staple Casino Gauntlet now. Just changed it to an elimination match differentiated. No. Here's what I think happened. They went ahead and booked this match the way they always book a gauntlet match. And then they realized that the women in this match were Kendal Gray, Wren Sinclair, Brindley Reese. And they realized very quickly, oh shit, we can't do that match with these girls. And they had to change it.
Yeah.
Because if they had done it the other way, it would literally just be Soul defeats Red, then Soul defeats this person. It literally down the line till we get to Jaida, where Jaida beats the person who's been in the match the whole time. I like the idea of that they changed it because they realized, crap, I don't think our girls can do what we need them to do, so we're going to alter the rules of this. By the way, an Eliminator Gauntlet is a different type of match than a Gauntlet match. So technically, I guess we can say that it got to have its own rules. I think that's bullshit. I think that's dumb. But that's me. Overall, the wrestling in the match was pretty decent. Kendal Gray put on another great performance. I can't tell you what Brindley Reese did because all of her good stuff was in the middle of a commercial break. Rizzo fine, I guess. Wren didn't have.
Yeah, Rizzo did impress the crowd too, because when she came in, she got a good reaction with everything she was doing, the back and forth she was doing at the beginning there too. Wren again, I was like, I don't know what happened. I got frustrated.
We then move on to something else that makes Ed not smile. Hank Tank takes on the Good Brothers. This was a...
Oh, wait. No, before that we had Ethan getting interviewed and Pete interrupted him.
Oh, yeah, I don't care.
And then we got that.
Pete called Ethan a geezer, and Ethan told him to go back to something. I don't know. I didn't even write it down. I think I was sad because I saw Hang Tang come out before the commercial break, and I just got sad and stopped watching TV. But I will say that I did pay attention to portions of this match, and I liked portions of this match. I didn't like all of it, but I liked a little bit. I didn't pay attention.
Sorry.
2 out of the 4 people in this match are actually, but one of these competitors is really great. One other competitor in this match has potential to have a good career in the WWE. And then there's 2 others. One of them is Gallows. So you can try to figure out on your own which one of Hank and Tank I actually like and which one I don't like. Because I've narrowed it down now because we all know how I feel about Karl Anderson. I love Machine Gun Karl Anderson. That guy's great. We move on to Shawn Spears backstage talking about last week and how everything that Brooks Jensen said was on his own free will. It was on his own volition. I didn't force him to say anything. He believes everything he says. Like the perfect cult leader that he is. In comes Idris Enofe and Malik Blade. They start going back and forth saying that they're just here to protect a friend. And Shawn Spears gives a verbal and then a physical cheap shot by looking at them and going, yeah, wasn't Brindley Reese your friend too? How's protecting her going nowadays?
Damn. Well.
Blade did not like that. And then Shawn Spears attacks them both. The camera guy gets knocked down. They go on the other side of the room behind the big, tall, scaly thing that we can't see through. Somebody slams a steel chair against the floor. And somebody screams bloody murder. And then the cameraman, all of a sudden, much better, gets up and runs across the hall to find Shawn Spears lying on the ground. Apparently, he's been attacked. The other 2 get shoved off as Brooks comes in, all concerned. Again, portions of this are really good. Portions of this really suck. Shawn had an off night tonight, as far as I'm concerned. Some people probably really liked this show. You remember, I actually watched Raw last night, all 3 hours, and took notes. I really enjoyed Raw last night. And if you want to get my thoughts on Raw last night, go over to bodyslam.net and see me and Amanda Savage go ahead and talk about it.
Look at you.
Yeah. Segues. What did you think of the backstage segment?
I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. It almost feels like an NXT Anonymous kind of video.
Yeah,
that's the vibes it gave me. But at the same time, we obviously had somebody interviewing Shawn, so I was like, that's interesting. Is that gonna connect to something later?
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
We have the Candy Crew in the ring. Their celebration for winning the Heritage Cup. By the way, this is not the Candy Crew signal, is it not?
No, did you just notice that?
No, I've noticed it, but I'm sitting there going, don't think that's the right one. Like, I know she keeps doing it. I'm like, I don't think that's the way it's supposed to be. Because, like, I know catch point was this. So I was like, well, maybe they added fingers to the catch point thing when they made it the Candy Crew, and I didn't notice it.
This is the Wren Quarter Catch Crew. That's what it is.
No, Candy Crew.
No, that's what she called it. You didn't hear her?
Yeah, I heard. Oh, trust me.
Oh, okay.
I heard all of her good ideas as a night. So Charlie Dempsey starts off by giving us a quote from
No. Charles Dempsey. Thank you very much.
No. Charlie starts. He's only Charles to his girlfriend, Wren Sinclair. Not his actual girlfriend, his on-screen girlfriend that we all ship, that I don't think is actually going to happen.
No, you ship him, I don't.
I think it'd be funny. Anyways, Charlie Dempsey starts by going ahead and giving us a quote from Luthez. He then gives us a quote from Billy Robinson, both of which are staples of wrestling from well before my time, well before Mike the Ref's time. This is during the days of even before Papa Smokes. Like Luthez and Billy Robinson might predate Papa Smokes' enjoyment of the business. We'll have to ask Bobby Munson on that one. See if we can do that. I know he knows who they are. I'm trying to see if he actually watched them wrestle.
Is the Overlord still watching? Let's see.
I don't know if the Overlords are still watching. I'm sure he has us tabbed in while he's doing work for Respect Radio, which you can see Thursday night as they go ahead and watch Riot City Wrestling, if I remember correctly.
I guess it's not on.
He might be. Who knows? Anyways, so he does those, and then Wren Sinclair starts running her mouth, and she calls it Billy Thez and Lou Robinson, which are not the correct names, to which Charlie puts her back in the corner, try to talk again. And then Charlie talks about how it's been 3 months, and finally the Heritage Cup is home, and the Heritage Cup is here. And Wren Sinclair then decides to really run her mouth in the worst way possible by saying that Charles will defend the title, the Heritage Cup, against any man who chooses to take him on. It doesn't matter where they come from. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter where. Charles Dempsey will defend his Heritage Cup to the best of his ability all the time. Cue the music of my favorite boy, Obafemi. To which I go, oh shit, Oba's about to be a double champion, yay. Did you see the look on Wren Sinclair's face when Obafemi came out?
And you can hear in the microphone, I'm sorry. No, for me though, if it wasn't because Joe Hendry is already in the world title picture, I think that this would have been a good cue for him, because anybody from anywhere, I was like, and then he would show up, that would have been great to hear his music right there and then. And I was like, dang it! But at the same time, I'm like, okay, we'll keep him in the world title. That's fine.
Out comes Obafemi, and Obafemi says, "You know what? You are the Heritage Cup champion, but let's remember." The North American Championship is the most prestigious title in all of NXT. Which I go, is it really? It's good. It was the A Championship. Wes Lee had a really good run. Obafemi's done well with it. But, we've had great names hold the title, but they didn't have great reigns. Johnny Gargano's a 2-time champion with that belt. I don't remember much of his reigns. Ricochet held the championship. Adam Cole was the first champion. There have been some great North American champions. Damian Priest was a North American champion. But, yes, all rise for former El Campeón.
He's still my campeón.
Yes, he will always be your campeón. Just like Zelina Vega, you can go ahead and get a little step stool when you meet him. Anyways, for those that haven't seen it, that's a clip from the Family Feud episode. You need to see that. It's a great little clip of Zelina Vega. Anyways, moving on to... So, Obafemi comes out, and it looks like he's about to challenge Charlie Dempsey. When out comes the D'Angelo family. Not this D'Angelo family, but the regular D'Angelo family. And Charlie goes, "Oh, Oba, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean, for you to get interrupted, but I was expecting Tony. So, we're going to go ahead and deal with him." And Tony's like, No, Charles. I don't need to deal with you. I'll deal with my family. Will deal with you, boys. He snaps his fingers, and all of a sudden, the whole Candy crew gets wiped out by the D'Angelo family. All 3 of them. Didn't take long either. They were just they got beat down real quick.
Mm-hmm. They really did.
And Tony D'Angelo stands face to face with Obafemi, and they start to get ready to go at it. Obafemi tries to powerbomb him. Somehow, Tony D'Angelo gets out of it and does a fantastic spine buster to big Obafemi. And I was like, ooh, this is a match I didn't know I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
And it's now official. A week from Saturday for the a week from Sunday for the North American Championship. We're going to get Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo.
Yep, didn't know I wanted that to happen.
I did not. I'm excited for it now that I'm getting it.
Tony, no, Tony, get that off your mind right now because no, we don't want that in this household. No. Out. Sorry.
No. I'm okay with that as long as Obafemi wins.
No, but I just don't want to see Moose on my TV. It's too slow for Oba too. No.
I mean, it can happen in Impact. It's fine.
I still don't want to see it.
What's Moose doing for Emergence? Maybe we can have it there.
How about we leave him on his couch in his house? Maybe catch up on his breath for a little while. That should be fun.
Tony's very surprised by you.
Yes, Tony. I turned heel on you. No Moose. I've seen him live. That's enough.
All right. Ashante the Adonis has some girls with him as he's headed to the ring. But as soon as Dion Lennox turns around the corner, they all run to Dion Lennox. They all hype him up before the match. Yeah, that was weird. But this is the segment that never ended. Like, you remember Lamb Chops playing along? This is the song that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was. And they'll forever sing it just because this is the song that never... It just keeps repeating until you either get sick of singing it or somebody punches you in the face. It's great. Anyways, Javon is backstage and he says hi to Dion Lennox, to which then Wren Sinclair, with the Heritage Cup, but without the Candy Crew, brings the Heritage Cup to him and sets it down next to him and says, "Don't let anybody touch this or Charlie will kill me."
I'm going to get some water. I'll be back.
And then she runs away to go get water. And then Gallows, for some reason, comes walking up because sure. And Gallows is like, "Hey, Mark, isn't that your name on there?" And Wolfgang's like, "Hey, isn't that your name on there?" And Javon's like, "Yeah, it's right there. Great, cool." And they're like, this is for real wrestlers, not this bouncy crap that you do. And I was like, oh, I've never felt so at home listening to Gallows talk trash to Javon Evans. It was great. And then Cedric Alexander comes up and defends Javon Evans. And they call Cedric Alexander Javon Evans' dad, and I'm not sure if it's true or not. I mean, Cedric feels like he's old enough to be Javon Evans' dad.
Sort of.
He's not, but, just for the fun of it. But no, I mean, Gallows versus Cedric Alexander Javon Evans, that'll be a fun tag team match next week. I'm sure. I don't even know what's on the tape show for next week, but I'm sure that's on there.
Yeah.
It got set up this week and it has nothing to do with the pay-per-view. So I'm dead sure it's going to be on that show for next week.
Agreed.
We then have the match between Dion Lennox and Ashante HBK. If you didn't check the gear, all the gear had little AAs with a heartbreak symbol on it, like he was Shawn Michaels. He's now using the super kick as his finisher. He probably used it before, but I don't pay enough attention to Ashante the Adonis to know what the fuck his finisher was before. He wins the match. And I'm not surprised, but I'm also a little disappointed in HBK for not having Dion Lennox win this. Why are we pushing Ashante the Adonis? Why don't we push Dion Lennox? Like, Dion Lennox looked really good in this match. This whole, the glasses come off like Festus with a bell. Like, I love it. It's great.
Oh, gosh, Festus.
He's the reverse Rikishi. The glasses come off. He's a new character. Rikishi, the glasses went on, and all of a sudden he was a dancer. I like this whole idea. That stuff's kind of fun. It has its place in wrestling history. But, like, then we just jobbed him out to this nobody. And I'm sure people like Ashante the Adonis. I don't. I didn't like him in Hit Row. I didn't like him in budget version of Hit Row when Swerve Scott was over in AEW. Like, I haven't liked him in any group that he's in. He's fine, but I feel like there's 30 people who can do what Ashante the Adonis does better, including probably Dion Lennox.
Yeah, I definitely would have preferred Dion won this because I'm like, he's a younger guy that's just starting here. It's better if you push him.
Yeah.
Right? That didn't make sense to me either.
Oh. I mean, that's a pretty low bar to jump over. And trust me, Flop Dollar would have fallen over that low bar anyways. Don't you worry. I'm hoping that if I throw enough shade at Top Dollar, he'll bring me to one of these silly indie shows and let me be on there too, like he did with Santi. I mean, he won't, but maybe. But like being the best part of Hit Road 2.0 is like, I don't know. What's the best piece of shit? Like, I don't know.
I was gonna throw you an Ice Spice lyric, but you don't even know which one that is, so that's okay.
Who?
I don't want to say it on there.
Ice Spice? What the fuck's an Ice Spice? By the way, did you catch the Riz thing in Ashante's entrance with Booker T? I was laughing my ass off.
I'm gonna say the lyrics because I don't want to say them on air. But tell me about that part because I missed it.
So Ashante the Adonis was coming out to the ring and he's got this swagger and Booker T's like, look at him. He's so demure and he's so great and he's so good. Look at him. He's got the Riz. And I'm like, hey, I know that word.
Oh my God. He said demure. No. No.
Noel says, I know them.
Do you know the lyrics that I'm thinking about, Noel? Because I think you do. If I can
don't know what an Ice Spice is, so. I mean,
where is it? I'm trying to find it because I want it.
Is an Ice Spice like a sexy red? Is that something that I'm supposed to like? Are they all the same?
I guess.
Hi, Jupiter Vision. I'm getting myself in trouble, apparently.
Hi, Anthony. Shit, where is it? No, you're not getting in trouble with me. Okay, so I'm gonna send you this part of the lyrics of the chorus.
Okay.
And this is basically what I meant by that.
Do I read them out loud?
I don't know if you want to, but I don't want to.
Think you the shit bitch, you're not even the fire. Gra? What the fuck's gra? What the fuck? What the fuck is this? This is music?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh, that's a clip on YouTube. Jupiter Mission. I came in at the right time there, and yeah, pretty much. You think you're the shit.
Thank you, Noel. Oh my God.
It is by Sexy Red. Okay. I thought we were talking about Ice Spice at some point earlier in the day in the Discord. So I thought we were continuing with the Ice Spice crap that happened earlier.
Oh my God.
Anyways. Speaking of people who think they're the shit, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson come walk. Oh no! First, Lexus King is cleaning up his.
I was about to say, start with that one. Oh my God!
And Noel does correct. It's not Sexy Red. It is Ice Spice. Okay, cool. We are carrying on from the things from earlier.
Oh my God!
I know Ice Spice is a singer, but it also sounds like a delicious latte. Well, apparently Brian Daniel was a new Spice Girl, so.
Oh my God, that killed me. I know Brian wouldn't know who that is, so it made me laugh seeing that clip. Oh my God.
So, Lexus is having his throne clean, and Lash and Jakara are talking about the terrible trio. And then Lexus come in and puts his nose in it and says, don't worry, I know you guys are going to take care of them. And I'm like, How are they going to take care of them? There's 3 in the terrible trio. There's only 2 of them. They're not going to take care of the terrible trio. And then he starts talking crap about Meta 4 by calling them the Meta 2. And no, they're not the Meta 2. The Meta 2 are over on Body Slam. You can catch them after you catch us every week. Go over there and check out their YouTube show. They do fantastic work. We've had both of them as guests. We love both Katrina and Shay. They do fantastic work over there. What did you think of this segment?
I still can't get over the Ice Spice.
What the fuck is this picture you sent me in the Discord?
That's Ice Spice.
Okay. This is the end of my notes, so I'm thinking then that this is where Vic Joseph goes over the confirmed matches for the No Mercy card, which is Roxanne Perez defending the Women's Championship against Jaida Parker.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Tag Team Championship match made official. It is going to be Andre Chase and Ridge Holland defending the tag team titles against Axiom. We have made official the match that we talked about earlier. Oba Femi is going to be taking on Tony D'Angelo. And we know that Ethan Page is going to be defending the World Championship against the winner of our main event match, in which Ethan Page is going to be on commentary for. And if you like Ethan Page a quarter as much as Nails from NY likes Ethan Page, you can go ahead and download and play, as he asks, on repeat, Ego. The song is now on WWE Music on Spotify and Apple iTunes. It's probably on YouTube Music too for all of you that don't want to use Spotify or Apple.
And then we also have Kalani and Wendy probably.
Yeah, we have Kalani and Wendy that are probably going to happen there. And then after the main event, we've got 2 more matches that seem pretty likely for the pay-per-view too. We might have a 7-match PLE. When's the last time NXT had 7 matches on a premium live event?
Who's going to go to the kickoff?
Trick versus Pete Dunne. No, let's be honest. It's going to be Kalani versus Wendy Choo. As much as we are disappointed by that fact that a women's match is going to get shoved on the pre. You know what? How about this one? Pete Dunne versus Trick Williams is going to be the main event of the show after the PLE. It won't happen on the premium live event. It'll probably be after the PLE. Because you know how NXT likes to have that one match in reserve for after the premium live event. And then we have our main event, which is Joe Hendry defeating, after lots of interference, defeating Wesley and Pete Dunne. God, this was an overbooked train wreck of a match.
Yeah.
The match itself is fine. But Ethan Page got himself involved way too many times for my liking. He, at one point, pulls out the ref. By the way, I don't like the fact that this match needed Trick Williams as a 4th man. The reason why it needed Trick Williams as a 4th man is it needed somebody other than Joe Hendry who might possibly win the match.
And another babyface.
It would have helped to have a second babyface in the match. I can do the one babyface, 2 heels thing. That doesn't bother me nearly as much as we already know Pete Dunne and Trick Williams are in a thing. So if both of them are in the match, one of them might win. But with only one of them in the match, neither of them are going. That whoever was in the match.
I think we kind of said that last week too. We already said when we saw the 3 of them, we went Wes is Zach and then Pete with Trick. So that leaves only Joe Hendry. It's like it gives the possibilities being a little bit smaller versus I feel like if Trick would have been involved with Pete and you would have put him in this match, it would have given you between Joe and Trick. And you'll been like, oh, which one are they going to go for? And it would kind of giving you that kind of doubt. But even we said it from last week, is that based on the process of elimination, it's Joe Hendry that's going to win. Yeah.
And guess what? Joe Hendry won. Ethan Page pulls the referee out at one point. Ethan Page then goes and stops the referee from the second referee from coming out to the ring. He gets in front of him and stops him from coming to the ring after Joe Hendry tries to get a pin the second time. Then Pete Dunne hits the bitter end, only to get a trick knee to the face behind the referee's back, and then Trick picks up the original referee while Ethan's still arguing with the second referee, and the original referee counts 3 count for Joe Hendry, and Joe Hendry goes on to the match. Nothing else in this match really matters after that shambolic ending.
I think the only thing that really stood out, I don't want to call it the standing ovation, but it almost felt like a standing ovation to Wesley on the commentary that really took him out. I don't want to say in the middle of the match, but like kind of like the second half of it. But my internet was freezing, and at that point, I thought all I saw was a guy coming in, so I thought it was Wesley coming in and hitting Pete Dunne, and I was like, he's the only one that was there, so it only makes sense to me that he's the only one left because he was outside the commentary table. And then once it like loaded up correctly, now I was like, oh, it was Trick. Never mind. But I did like the part of like it really shows obviously how we said is like we're gonna get definitely Trick and Pete, and then when Wes is I don't know somewhere around the corner, here comes Zachary out of nowhere and he's just beating him up. So it's like we're definitely gonna get that too. And I was like 1, 2, 3 matches out of 1 match in here. Love it.
Yeah, like it's great that it builds 3 stories. It's great that it does all that. But I didn't need. I think you could have done this clean. First, you could have done it clean. Second, you could have done it clean-er. And I know you could have done it clean because you just beat Pete Dunne last night clean for no reason against Sheamus. Which honestly, had Pete Dunne beat Sheamus last night, I might have given Pete Dunne a chance to win this match.
Yeah.
But when Pete Dunne couldn't even beat a one-armed man, I knew he wasn't winning this match. We have a dissenting opinion from Get the Table, which we love. We love when people have a different one. I thought the ending was pretty good. The type of champ Ethan is, I think it played up. I agree. I like it as a heel thing for Ethan Page to do. Once. I don't think he needed to do it twice. I think twice. I'm across the board on this. I don't like it when you constantly have to cheat. Like, cool. It makes Joe Hendry a stronger babyface coming through all of this. Yeah. But he also would have lost had it not been for Trick. Pete Dunne would have beat him. So, like, it doesn't really make Joe Hendry look all that great. Coming out of this, like I said, I still think Joe Hendry wins this title on the first night on CW. I think the end of the CW show is Joe Hendry and CM Punk with their hands raised, and Joe Hendry is the new NXT champion.
Perhaps.
There are a plethora of different ways that this could all play out. Astrid, what you got going on this week?
Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention too. I remember when you said Ethan. Now, I was really surprised at one point that it was Soul versus Jaida for their match, and Soul was using the ropes and she was pinning Jaida. What happened, that woman?
She leaned forward to get her balance because it was like a roll, and she wanted to stop her momentum, and she just never let go. And the ref's like,
and the referee was like,
yeah. You can see him telling her to let the ropes go because he's trying to count.
That's another part that I went, something what's to happen here. But I remember that when you said Ethan coming in too, and I was like, a lot happened tonight. I was just like, I don't know, it feels like kind of off, to put it like that. For me, for me, I can tell when we like, I don't want to say hating on it, but when we feel like, as I say in French, comme ci, comme ça, like more or less when we have an hour show and we're about to leave. That doesn't happen usually. For me, please if I got the date correctly. Okay, so Friday, my interview with Tom Talks Rubbish goes up on his channel. So go watch it if you haven't. Go watch it later. I don't know what time though, if not I would have said it, but whenever he posted it, I'll put it in my socials to share it. So he's been posting shorts about it. So if you go on his channel, there's at least I think 3, maybe 4 shorts kind of previewing it. So really excited for that. I keep thinking it's this weekend, but it's not this weekend. Oh, we were gonna say a special guest. I want me to say the other one, and you say the other one.
Sure.
Okay. So we do have, like usual, a preview and a post show. Obviously, to get two different people to work with us that weekend. For our preview, we got the one and only Miss Thickums. So very happy to be doing something with her after finally always like going back and forth and rating each other on Twitch. But we'll have that going on. That will probably be on the channel either Saturday or Friday or Saturday, because I know it has to be obviously before the pay-per-view. So watch out for that when we do record that. So it's going to be real fun. And after that, you can see me again next week with this one right here. And yeah, I think that's about it for now. And Twitter and Blue Sky is Astrid Pizarro, and my Instagram and Threads is Astrid Pizarro 20. There you go. I remembered.
If you go to www.shop.com, you can use this QR code to go ahead and support Astrid and the fine people at our local establishment by keeping our Canva running. If you want to go support Astrid in a more financial way for herself, you can go ahead and pick up this lovely shirt here that is designed by wonderful people. Talk with Olivia, I believe, designed the shirt, and you can see it modeled by Mike the Ref and the wonderful Melball Collins right here. And you can scan that QR code to go ahead and see that. If you want a better look at the shirt, it looks like this. Noel says, yes. Get the table. CM Punk is special guy for. I don't think so. He's going to be heavily involved in that episode from Chicago, but I think it's going to be Cora Jade related.
No, but it's because you mentioned CM Punk raising Joe Henry's hand that made probably Tony think that he was the ref. But he's going to be a part of it because it's in Chicago, basically. So
yeah, I think they're going to want CM Punk out there for the final shot, and I think it'd be kind of funny to see CM Punk holding up Joe Henry's hand. I also think that we're absolutely going to see Cora Jade on that show, considering she is almost medically cleared if she's not already medically cleared, and we just haven't heard it because she was incredibly close last time we saw her posting about it on social media. And CM Punk was seen this Monday night in a Generation of Jade shirt. So I highly expect that we see Cora Jade on television in Chicago for the first CW show. You can, of course, find all of me and my content at EdFries12584. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/EdFries2002. Marvel Talk is taking a small hiatus. We'll be back with episodes chronicling Agatha All Along. Coming September 18th, we'll have the first 2 episodes, and we will continue going through that. Andre is taking a little bit of a break here and there from those episodes. So you'll see me, you might see special guests. You'll probably see this one popping up a bit on those because of the fact that it's all spooky ooky, and we know how Astrid likes her spooky stuff.
yes.
If you're so inclined, I am being interviewed this Saturday. If you'd like to see it, you can. If you don't, trust me, you're not going to miss anything. You can go ahead and just not show up. It's fine. You have to.
Let's all watch it and bother Ed on the comments. Please. Thank you.
You can tell how thrilled I am that I'm being interviewed, right?
Oh, yeah. I can see it in your face.
I am indeed being interviewed by the Gunther fanboy. I am indeed. Who is a great interviewer? Yes, I will agree. He is a fantastic interviewer. I love Mark. I'm playing this up. I'm very honored and excited to be this. I'm playing it up for the fun of it that I don't want to do this. This is going to be fun. The part I don't want to do is all of these people over here trying to make me cry. Because we all took it easy on Astrid the first week, and now Astrid's like, we're going to make everybody else cry.
Thank you, STG. I appreciate your support. Please do it.
STG does also say that although he is a great interviewer, it doesn't change the fact that he's a Gunther. He will readily admit that he's a Gunther fanboy. I asked him at one time, what does Gunther's bathwater taste like? He refused to tell me, but he said it was good. So he knows. Anyways, that's this Saturday. You can catch that at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We have a run-in guest, so let me go ahead and change the screen a little bit for us. Andre!
I'm not trying to make you cry this Saturday. I'm trying to make you mad.
Even better. I prefer to be mad than sad.
It was make Melball cry day. It's make Ed mad day on Saturday.
So it's going to be Pepper with Lola Vice comments, I'm assuming.
Yes, that she's the best. That she's the best thing that's coming in WWE.
Andre, while we have you here and we're talking about, NXT related things, are you excited to see the one match per person match for Julia coming up on the 25th?
Yes, I have very much. The Gauntlet match is going to be great. I'm super excited because it's going to be a great send-off for her. I thought her match yesterday was going to be the send-off, but then they announced the Gauntlet, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's not, because I literally talked about yesterday's match being her send-off, and then they announced the Gauntlet the day after, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
But
I'm
super looking forward to it.
I'm excited. I would say I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be a fun little thing.
Mm-hmm.
What is Ed's most hated food? We can make him mad with that. That's a good question. Let's see if that's one of the questions that I get asked on the show.
Yeah, that's my question. What's your most hated food?
And then our guest for the post show before you keep going.
Yes, our guest for the post show before I get out of here, because I'm about to hit the button before that.
It's not me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not me.
No, for our No Mercy post show, we are joined by a fantastic interviewer, much slightly better than our great friend Mark Talks Wrestling. Justin, the Wrestling Classic, is going to be joining us. And don't forget, he has either today or tomorrow dropping his interview with Jade Cargill dropping. So make sure you go ahead and give that some love, as that will be dropping. It either already dropped or is dropping tomorrow. So please go ahead and check that out. As Jade Cargill told our friend Stephanie Chase that she might be winning her titles back at the Premium Live event in a match that hadn't been announced yet before, during an interview doing press for Bash in Berlin. Whoopsies.
Oh, Jesus.
This is the things that media training in WWE versus media training in AEW.
They don't have media training there.
She hasn't learned enough yet.
They don't have media training.
I'm aware. I watch the social media. I understand there's no media training. That's the joke. No, I'll put that. STG, there's media training in AEW. That's the joke. There is no media training. By the way, there is a wonderful person who's over there supposed to be overseeing the wrestling's. Will Washington is a great man. This is no slight on you, Mr. Washington. But that AEW social media training people need an overhaul, man. So Will, get some stuff going on over there. For myself, OLED and Fries. For my Marvel Talk tag team partner, who's taking a bit of a break while he goes ahead and covers the G1 and the Stardom Princess Tournament. 5-star Grand Prix. Almost. One of the other ones.
The Princess is Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Okay. There's so many of them, Andre. There's so many tournaments. And of course, the great Astrid, the video maker, Pizarro. I believe
in Astrid.